Welcome to Hoaxie Gardens and Homestead. Don't let the sunlight fool you. It is freezing here. I need to go in and check on the chickens just the same. They don't care how cold it is. They still want some snacks and to be let out of the chicken run. Now, we were out of town for the weekend. We don't get to do that often. We do that twice a year. We do that on my son's birthday, which was this past weekend, and we all go down to his place that's in Galveston. He still lives there, and so we all go there for his birthday, and it always falls at Dickens on the Strand. So we all dress up in costume and we go up there and have a really good time. I'm gonna post some pictures just to show off my family and the fun that we had. But what we do while we're gone though is we use our huge feeders and our large waterers. That way they have food and water while we're gone. And it was beautiful weather this weekend, unlike it is today. So there was no worries about them being cold or having to shut doors or anything like that. So they were fine. We take Carl to a dog sitter. It's a place he loves to go. She has a couple of dogs that he just loves, and they get to play. So that's good. So now I've got to clean these up, get them put up, get their food feeder in the run filled up, and fresh water in their regular waterers, because we have to bring it in every night now because it'll freeze. So now that winter has actually set in. So we use the smaller ones. That way we can bring it in at night once they put themselves up, and then I can bring it out in the morning and they'll have fresh water and it won't be frozen. And so we do that. I have some stuff that I need to take to the compost, and then I want to kind of walk you around and show you the things that made it through our our second and third freeze. You know, here in Texas, we'll have a couple of days of really freezing weather, and then it goes back up into the 60s, and you know, then we have some really freezing weather. And so One of the things I love about Texas, and one of the things that aggravates me about Texas, because that does confuse a lot of plants when you get stuff like that, but they do adjust. It's the norm, so they do adjust. So let me take this stuff to the compost and then I'll walk you around. Okay, one thing that makes it through the freeze is the artichokes. And unless we have a horrible hard freeze that lasts for several days, which we do have in Texas, but rarely, and this will make it through the winter. Here's some of the kale. You can see that it's got a good frost on it right now, but it makes it through the freeze very well. And so does the arugula that we have growing down here. Another thing that surprises a lot of people, but the parsley makes it through the freeze. Now you can see that at the top it's gone to seed on one end. This is actually 2 or 3 plants growing here, but it makes it through the frost really good. And then we have the Japanese mustard greens, and they too make it through the frost. They make it through winter. They handle winter very well. It's looking good. Now, I want you to look at the garden. It's totally different than it looked even 3 weeks ago. Very sparse. Very sparse. Now, I do have things growing in my hoop tunnels back over here. I have the real large one, 2 smaller ones, and then the semi-large one. So, rosemary, that's another thing that overwinters very well. And it will grow and be beautiful all winter. This is the wild corn salad. It's doing very well. We're still eating off of that. And I'm not sure how that's going to do through the winter. This is the first year to grow it. So I got that from a Chinese nursery that we go to. So we'll see how that makes it through the winter. But it's handled several freezes already. And of course the loquat. Loquats go through your winter. They're evergreen and they're beautiful. Now here I have some cabbage and broccoli, some more kale, and sage. Sage is another thing that grows through the winter and stays beautiful. Look, I still have so many seed pods that I have not taken off of this Egyptian spinach. And you wouldn't believe the ones I've already taken off. So you grow this once, you'll have it forever. You can share with everybody and you will definitely have more than you need. Turnips and another mustard green. All doing really good. Now I've got some onions over here that are growing and will grow through winter. And then of course the garlic, which I have that whole row of garlic out front. Now these are clumping onions that are just starting to come up. Now when you pull these onions up, they have like 10 or 12 onions on, little bulbs on each one. And you can see all the red stakes. That's where we have them. And they're all coming up. And now the asparagus is starting to die back. And I got quite a bit of the bay leaves off because those are still little plants and they usually don't fare too well through the winter. Although once they get large, I think that they stay green all year. I have some Swiss chard that's doing good and 3 different types of kale right here that are doing really good. The lamb's ear is doing okay. It's handled these couple of freezes pretty good. My curry plant is still going strong, and so is my oregano. And oregano's kind of an iffy thing. It'll definitely come back if it freezes, it freezes and dies out. It'll definitely come back. I've had this patch right here for maybe 10 years, long time. And so it's kind of iffy. If we don't have really hard freezes, it'll stay through the winter. If we do, it will die back, and but it will come back. Thyme is doing really good. Now you notice that there's a lot of leaves and stuff in here, and I'm not going to remove that because that is mulch that'll help everything through the winter. Back there I've got chives, and you can see they've got the frost, but when the sun comes up, which it is doing, and then thaws it out, it'll perk back up because chive will go through the winter. And of course, this is a different rosemary, and it's doing real good. And my 2 citrus right here. I'm told citrus will do good in the winter. I don't know. I think if we have a hard freeze, I'll probably take them in. And of course, the wild. They're all 3 doing really good. These are all different types of dandelion. Even though in the name of this one and this one is endive, French endive or something like that. But so a lot makes it through the freeze. Radishes, that's another thing. Now they won't handle a hard freeze, but I pulled one out yesterday, a big long. I mean, it's one of the white ones, so it was about 6 inches long. It was awesome. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, and hope to see you again soon. Stay warm.